Listen to the people, not wealthy campaign contributors.
And that was just one of the messages that Democratic Senator Bernie Sanders shared with the people of Topeka this weekend. The former presidential candidate made himself at home in the Sunflower State as part of the annual Democrats' Washington Day celebration. KSNT News got up close and personal with Sanders at Topeka High School, where he spoke to a crowd of about 3,000 people. The politician touched on subjects like health care, the economy, and college education for young people. Sanders had especially strong words for the current presidential administration.
The truth is that Donald Trump has changed the rules about political engagement. We have never had a president who is a pathological liar.
Sanders won a majority of the vote in the Kansas caucus back in March of last year. Meanwhile, the Democratic National Committee elected Tom Perez as its new chairman, voting for the former Labor Secretary over Minnesota Representative Keith Ellison in a 235-200 vote. Moments later, at Perez's request, Ellison was approved as his deputy chair. Aaron Aid gives us a look at each of those candidates this morning.
It is my honor now to present the gavel, the next chair of the Democratic National Committee, to Mr. Tom Perez.
The votes are in and the Democratic National Committee now has a new chair.
I would like to begin by making a motion to appoint Keith Ellison, Deputy Chair of the Democratic National Committee.
The fight for a new leader was the focus on the final day of the DNC winter meeting. Of the 7 candidates who were originally on the ballot, former Labor Secretary Tom Perez and Minnesota Congressman Keith Ellison remain the top frontrunners. Ellison and Perez represent the two forces that divide the party, the progressive movement versus the establishment. But on Saturday, both candidates delivered messages of solidarity.
Unity is essential. We've got to walk out of here in unity, not just between the candidates, but between the groups that support all of the candidates.
No matter who wins, I know we will cross the finish line together, because you know what, my friends? A united Democratic Party is not only our best hope, it is Donald Trump's worst nightmare.
I'm Aaron Aid reporting.
Together, with hope, with hope.
In an unprecedented move this morning, President Trump says he's not coming to this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner. He announced his decision in a tweet yesterday, wishing everyone a great evening on April 29th. The black tie event is an annual tradition for presidents, reporters, and Washington insiders. Trump's decision follows increasingly tense relations between the White House and the media. Several news outlets have also pulled out of the event to protest. The president says that its members will continue to do their job and cover the White House. A longtime head coach at Washburn University is leaving the sidelines this morning and finding a seat in the stands instead. Men's basketball head coach Bob Chipman coached his last game at the university yesterday. Chipman's won 807 basketball games, most notably winning the 1987 national championship. The university even honored him by naming the basketball court after him. One of his former players says he wants to thank the longtime coach.
He probably saved my life. I came here from Chicago, and I had like a really nasty attitude. They all stuck with me. I ended up getting my degree and then going on to get my master's at K-State.
The Washburn men's basketball team won yesterday's game, which they say is a fitting way to send off their legendary coach. Meanwhile, the suburban Kansas City sports bar rocked by what some are calling a racially motivated shooting is open again this morning. This reopening comes just days after a man shot 2 Indian men along with a third man who tried to intervene in what is being investigated as a hate crime. A co-owner of Austin's Bar and Grill in Olathe says that the bar has been a neighborhood fixture for 30 years and that the whole community is upset by Wednesday night's attack. Residents here in the capital city are looking to combat crime in a different way this morning. Several people in East Topeka did it through prayer and walk yesterday afternoon. Pastor Clarence Newton says this local event helps bring the people living near the Deer Creek apartments closer together by doing good deeds. Those that participated in the event saw it as a way to combat the violence in that neighborhood.
And this is the only way that I know how to fight a spiritual warfare. And I believe that's what it is.
Prayer is and answers all things, especially for the crime that's being committed around this neighborhood. You know, they need people who know how to pray. who know how to give that answer in order to save lives.
The event was held after a week after, that there was a shooting in this neighborhood. Organizers say next week they'll host a barbecue at the apartment complex to build an even further sense of community.